Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's me, Albatross. This video is sponsored by frustration and exasperation, but it's inspired by determination and love. Yes, that was super corny, I know, but I'm sorry, I got a little bit of a cold. But anywho, let's get started because there's so much this is part two, and this one has a lot to do with what's going on, like what the certain agendas being pushed recently by certain outlets, and we'll get to a little bit more into those outlets in just a moment. But man, have you guys seen like the crap that has just been like? It's unbelievable. Like honestly, it reminds me of early 2020 when COVID was like hitting the news and stuff. And I'll be honest. And listen, I'm being totally honest with you guys. I knew from the moment, and you know what, that doesn't even happen very often. But in this case, it did. I knew from the moment I saw it on the news. It was like I knew what they were trying to do. And I don't know, they kind of gave themselves away a little bit because they were talking about it like it was already here. You remember that? Like before there were even any reported cases here. I mean, there were rumors of reported cases, but like they were already starting to like try to get everyone in a panic. I mean, like, it's weird because I feel like when a few years before that, I remember they were really pushing hard on like the flu vaccine mandates and stuff. Kind of feel like then they were just kind of like testing the waters to see if they could get away with it, see if people would comply. And like, you know what I mean? And some people did because they do get it anyway. Some people didn't get it but complied so they wouldn't lose their job or whatnot. And there wasn't very many people who just outright didn't comply because most people did get a flu shot. So it was like a good little test for them to see if what they could get away with. This is all my opinion, by the way. This is all my opinion. All my opinion. So then, like, it might have been, it was early 2020 or late 2019. And I remember the first time I saw it on the news, it was like on a cruise boat or something. They were talking about it. And this was when I first had this feeling, this gut feeling. It's like, oh crap. If it does come here, all hell is gonna break loose. Because it somewhat happened when the swine flu happened. And I remember thinking that was outrageous, the way people acted about that. Because, I mean, come on, there's new diseases all the time. It's part of life, part of biology, part of science. Anyone who studies science at all, which I guess it's not as many people, but, like, I'm one of those people, knows that, like, diseases, like, new diseases jump in the population all the time. That's just what it happens. And sometimes it happens more when, like, in, like, certain conditions. Or manipulate, but whatever. I'm not even getting into that because that's not the point of today's video. I just remember how crazy people went over it. Well, I mean, no, the news went crazy first. And then it was like everyone started one by one. Like, I noticed it, my friends and my family, they started, like, falling for it. Like, they started believing that people, like, and some people were. I don't mean to undermine that. It's not what I'm trying to do. But like, people die from flu all the time. Like, no one ever talked about that much. And they didn't report on those deaths daily every flu season, did they? So I'm just wondering. And I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying they didn't. So it's just, it's... But anyways, they showed their true colors. They ended up exposing themselves. We saw them for what it was. Eventually, most people. Eventually. Some people still want to whine about it. But anywho. Just one more, like, thing I wanted to add about it, though. Is that, look, because I remember the date that, like, like it was like in the later part of March when the mask thing started happening everywhere, where all of a sudden everyone, you had to wear a mask everywhere. And like that wasn't long after, just it was just like weeks prior to that or something. Like, you know what I mean? They were just talking about it. And suddenly 3 billion people are shut down. It was wild. This was just in late March of 2020. Right? They never acted like this about any disease. Not even polio, and polio was like way worse. Like way worse. But anywho, everyone knows the story. Within weeks, like the whole world was pretty much shut down from it. But yeah, it was wild. Wild times. But they're trying to pull a similar stunt today, which is why I brought it up. They're trying to pull a similar stunt. They are trying to use, and you see, people are starting to wake up to their lies. Especially like when the truth came out about it all and they really tried to underplay it all like bad. I mean, just look at the title on this. Just look at the title. Government accountability official says fraud does exist, but it's not widespread. Yeah. And this is just like one out of many. It's like it's like, tell me that you work for the CIA or the deep state without telling me that you work for the CIA and the deep state. I mean, I really hope that people are not falling for this crap. Like, bear witness, guys. Bear witness to this. It has gotten so pathetic. They are literally trying to convince everybody that this isn't what Trump said he would do. This is exactly what he said he would do when he was campaigning before anyone even went and put their vote in. Now, if anyone didn't know he was going to do this before they put their vote in, well, that's your fault for not doing research. But this is exactly what they said they were going to do. Like, it's ridiculous. And like, as far as the conflict of interest goes, you know what I mean? There's fraud on a federal level here. Like, it's bad. And for Congress to say, well, we had to be notified. Well, you're the ones who approved this fraudulent spending to begin with. Imagine. Imagine a criminal hacked your bank account, right? And like robbed you blind. And then when they go to investigate him, imagine that criminal trying to like appeal to you. Like, well, if they come after me, they're going to look at all your personal data. They're going to have to look at all your like that. Like, stop it. Stop it. I mean, I don't know about any other taxpayer, but myself, I don't have nothing to hide. And plus, they can look at my data. And plus, Elon Musk owned PayPal. He owned Twitter or X. So, like, he already has your private data. I'm sorry. But, like, stop. Can you believe this? Congress says this is a conflict of interest. No, it would be a conflict of interest if Congress investigated this. The fact that they're even trying to, like, they're the ones who approved this. So, like, what? And if they didn't, then they should want them to look into it, right? I mean, they literally have $5 trillion that went untraced places. It's untraced. 5 trillion. I mean, this is not a small amount we're talking about here, guys. This, when they say, what they just say, it's not widespread. No, it's not widespread, but it's a lot. It's a lot of money that and they need to get to the bottom of it. Yes, they need to get to the bottom of it. So please don't buy this crap. Whoever has that 5 trillion is obviously has enough money to pay off these news outlets to say all this. Oh, don't stop it. You got to protest. You got to stand up. You got to stop it. Well, because they got money to pay them to say this. And they may not even know they're getting paid by these villains. Or they probably do, but I'm just trying to, be reasonable. But anyways, how does this relate to the ORR? How does it relate to that? Well, that's one of the ones that really needs to be investigated. Well, a lot of them, because it's layered deep. But particularly them. Because they have a lot to do, in my opinion. They should know. Them and CBP should obviously know where these children are if they've got an app and everything anytime they cry, but they can't find them. So, yeah. They're one of the ones that, a couple of the places they're investigating. But yeah, and when they were saying, when they were trying to say that, Social Security they tried to say Elon Musk was lying essentially about the Social Security benefits going to dead people and stuff. But then they don't give a reason why they think $71 billion is missing of improper payments. They don't say, a reason why they think that could be. Where else is it going? Might be going to them. I think this one was from the New York Post. But anywho, the ORR. They are a federal government administration that is under the umbrella of the ACF, Administration for Children and Families, a federal administration that is under the umbrella of the DHHS, the Department of Health and Human Services. It's a huge web. Here's the web. This is the Department of Health and Human Services, and the one circled in red is the Administration for Child and Families. A closer look, in case you couldn't see it from that picture. But yeah. So anyways, the media, the mainstream media, has took particular attention to that. That was a particular point they didn't like. They didn't want Elon Musk or Donald Trump going anywhere near it. They didn't want them going anywhere near it. Ain't it odd that they're so worried, that they claim to be so concerned about the privacy of these minors? They're so worried about their privacy, yet they didn't have shit to say about the 400,000 missing migrant minors. They don't have nothing to say about that. They ain't got shit to say about that. No. But they're worried about their privacy. Why are you worried about their privacy? Why are you worried about it? I mean, you're kind of giving yourself away when you say that, when you're concerned about their privacy. It would have just been better off if you said nothing about it. I wouldn't have even noticed if you just said nothing about it at all. But you kind of see how these liars are all telling on themselves now because they're all scared. Then now they're coming out and telling on themselves. They don't even realize it. It's like when the cops tell their perps that it's over. All your fellas told on you already, even when they didn't, or and they start cracking up and then saying, I mean, I'm laughing, but it's not funny. It's not funny. It's especially not funny if people believe this crap they're saying. Sounds like people have something to hide. Why do you care if they see your data? Why do you give a crap? He already owns PayPal. He's not vetted. He's got a degree in economics. And he's definitely got alien technology. He literally said in that interview last night, talking about the same technology Elena Danaan says that the alien spaceships have. Did you guys hear that? He's got that technology. Where the hell you think he got it? And he's a very smart guy. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying. It's the same. How would Elena Danaan know he was going to say that on national television? Why is someone who is so all up in all the space stuff all up the president's butt right now? Ask yourselves that. Anywho, but yeah. And yeah, CBP, they closed down the app. They're bitching about that. That's the app that the immigrants, the illegal immigrants come and they gotta get. But, like, why wouldn't he close it down? I mean, like, you lost track of so many that you weren't even using it properly. So I'm sure he's going to reinstitute a new one. He's just not going to use yours because yours isn't working. Nothing you've done for those children or those people has worked. You're the problem. You're the problem. He doesn't mind immigrants coming. That was a misconception. I even believed that for a while, but no, that wasn't the case. He's not shutting down the border. He'll let people come if they do the process of the fingerprints and all that. If they do it right, legally. Like, why are people fighting for someone to do something the legal way? I don't get that. I totally agree with legal immigration. It's what we were founded on. Legal immigration. Well, no, that's not, I'm sorry. No, that's not what we were founded on. But it's what we go by. Okay? Legal. Like, they are literally trying... It's colonization tactics, but it's not... The colonizers, it's not who you think it is. It's these dark entities that the Biden-Harris administration and apparently the mainstream media owe their souls and lives to. And we got to stop listening to it. It's that black goo. It's that black goo. Anywho, gotta go. Be back with part 3 later. Please come back for part 3. I beg of you. It's important. Bye.